Listen, I'm not dumb. I don't know what happened with him and Stormy Daniels. I don't know what happened with him and E. Jean Carroll.
This is pro-Trump pastor Shane Vaughn. He's about to give a perfect summary of the entire MAGA movement.
He may be guilty of it all. And yes, call me a cult member. I don't care.
And there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. And for those of you familiar with Vaughn's work, this is entirely expected. But for those of you lucky enough not to know who this phony man of a God is.
See, the problem is Jumanji Jungle, Judge Jumanji Jungle Lips. The problem with it is this, because what's coming out of her lips is monkey sense. You are a rodent in our republic. There's Jumanji, there's Judge Jumanji Jungle, monkey lips pouring out monkey mess in the republic.
This is a sickening rant from Vaughn with the Jumanji references, monkey lips, calling her a monkey, dehumanizing her in every way possible because he doesn't value her. He doesn't see any part of her humanity because he's a very little man inside. Let's be clear. But this is what the Republican Party does. They exploit racism and religion to achieve their policy goals. You know why they do that? Because a lot of people have racism in their base. And a lot of people are religious fanatics in their base. So again, they are gearing or they are playing to what their base, what their voters are about, what their beliefs are. And that's really disgusting. But this is why you see things like that. And as long as Trump's allies, people, are still spewing this nonsense and garbage, we need to keep pushing back.
They fear us. They fear this Make America Great Again. They fear those that say America first. They fear God Almighty. We want people around this country to know that we are not giving up. God chose us. We chose God. This country is going to be just fine, but we have got to get involved.
I want to make this very clear. I do believe in free speech for everyone, as of right now. As of right now, I believe that we need an open dialogue. I believe that we all need to talk. And I believe that we all deserve a place on these platforms, these mainstream platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. I do believe in that. However, once we take power, I see no problem with silencing our opposition.
Yeah, I believe in free speech as of right now, but once we take power, I see no problem in silencing the opposition. That's not how God intended for us to be on this earth. It was about love and sharing differences with each other, appreciating the differences and hearing one another out. Not about silencing the opposition when they have done nothing to deserve that whatsoever. And it really sounds like a threat. And then you have the man talking about, they fear MAGA. The only reason why people fear MAGA is, what are you taking us back to? Because when was America great for marginalized communities? When was it great for my people and my ancestors? That's it. Some of us were God-fearing individuals, but the reason why people fear MAGA isn't because of some higher power, right? That's not what it's about. Again, the way they use religion to advance their agendas is really gross. Let's just say that.
A generation of children that are just being attacked by Satan and the evil left with horrific things, not only abortion, but now gender mutilation surgeries and horrible medications. Ever since God was prayer was taken out of school, which is such a failure. Look at the slide in our basically the soul of America, to the point where we're soulless. We don't have a soul anymore.
They're not good people, but they're very cunning and very smart. And they understand. Why do you think they're coming? I said this for months and months and months over the last year. They're going to eventually get down to Christians and Christian nationalism. Why? Because they understand it's an unstoppable force, that the Christian movement in the Judeo-Christian West. And we're not saying everybody in the country's got to be Christian. Far from it. I'm a big believer in that people got to come to their own individual destinies themselves.
Steve Bannon and all these right-wing Christian leaders, pastors, preachers, etc., are just grifters exploiting vulnerable people and using religion as a tool to enhance their own lives and capitalize on the fear of the unknown. They are not good individuals. You see what their talking points are. The active Christianity is the only thing that's right. If you're not a Christian, then you're not a good person. They can say, I don't believe everybody needs to be Christian. What? Okay. That's not what your script says. That's not what your actions say. And I know, like, if people believe in a higher power, the Lord, looking down like, what are you doing? This is not what I intended for my religion to be. How dare you? That's some nasty stuff. So as long as I'm alive, I'm going to point out the hypocrisy, not even just hypocrisy. I'm going to point out the nastiness in the evil forces that we're seeing with individuals like Bannon and MTG, and making sure to drown them out so that their voices are not heard as much, because this whole both sides, in certain cases, we don't need to hear it from the other side. But because they're getting so much press, there are times when you do need to call it out and make sure people are not fooled by them. Make sure people are not going to be hoodwinked and bamboozled, right? Make sure they're not finessed. I think that's a better way of saying it. For Rebel HQ, I'm Chris Williamson. We'll see you next time.